Hi everybody, good evening, sport live chat. And this evening I'm very pleased and very honored to host here my dear friend Carlos André Paulino de Oliveira. André will soon join us. Hi everybody, good evening, bonsoir. Comment ça va? How are you? ערב טוב לכולם. היי מיכל ליפשיץ, מה שלומך יקירתי? התגעגעתי. אז אכן אני רואה שעוד חברים עולים. מי שאני אארח הערב הוא שחקן כדורגל מפורטוגל, שיחק הרבה שנים בליגה הבכירה, גם בבונדסליגה בגרמניה וגם במקומות אחרים בעולם. אנדרושקה מדוודב, גם איתנו, אחד מבחירי המתעמלים במדינת ישראל. Good evening, אנדרושקה, מיה יצחקי, לילי, אדם בדיר, התותח מאסותא ריאקשן. חברים יקרים, יש איתנו כבר כמה חברים נהדרים. אגב, אדם, ביקורות נפלאות היו על הלייב צ'אט שלנו, והפשוט נפלא. אז באמת מי שרוצה יכול ללכת לאינסטגרם, ל-IGTV או לערוץ שלי ביוטיוב ולראות את הרעיונות שעשיתי גם עם אדם וגם עם אנדרי מדוודב התותח, שבעזרת השם יעשה את הכרטיס האולימפי. So I will speak in English because my friend tonight who is going to join soon is a dear friend from Portugal, a football player, soccer player. He will soon be with me here. I hope he will manage with that. André, if you see me, you will have the request and I will confirm you. If you cannot get it, go out and come back again and then you'll get it. I see that André Carlos is already here, and here is the request from my friend. היי ברוריה, מהוועד האולימפי, דוברת הוועד האולימפי, גם איתנו, ערב טוב יקירתי, גם איתך היה רעיון נפלא.
שלום.
Good evening my friend.
How are you, my friend?
Excellent. When I see you, it's excellent.
Looking good?
So as you, always my handsome friend. How is it in Portugal?
Everything is good. We are fortunately getting back to usual life, but still with a lot of worries and concerns because of this pandemic, as you know. But everything is good.
Yeah.
We are optimistic.
So as in Israel, the same. We had better time before, but André, I hear myself twice or something. Are you okay with that? I mean, do you hear me well?
I hear you well. Can you hear me well?
Excellent, but I hear myself twice when I talk to you, but it's okay. Maybe, you know what? Maybe you'll go out and come in again. Let's try it.
Yes, let's try.
Okay, let's try it again. So in the meanwhile, I will talk to my friends, to my followers. I see Lubush. How are you, my dear friend? Another Olympic judge in gymnastics who is joining us. Good evening, my friend. Let's try again with André Carlos. As I told you before, he's a great friend from Portugal. And let's try again. How are you?
I'm fine. Is it better now?
It's the same, but doesn't matter. We will continue. We will continue.
I'm sorry,
so
but
I was
very difficult for me. I'm not a gadget guy.
It's okay. It's okay. I understand. Believe me, I spoke with so many athletes and sportsmen from around the world, and most of them it was the first time to go for such a live chat on Instagram. But I can assure you that this will continue to appear on YouTube and on IGTV on Instagram. for the rest of our life. So whenever you're missing me, just just press the button.
You know that I always miss you.
So I was telling all my spectators, all the followers that we're speaking with Carlos André Paulino de Oliveira. Is it
Yes,
right?
yes,
Okay, a great soccer player, football player from Portugal, but for many years you played in the Bundesliga in Germany. We will speak about that soon. Also in Spain, you represented the team of Mozambique, and of course Portugal as a coach, manager, and some other projects that I would love to talk about during our conversation. But first of all, Andre, I would like to start at the beginning, at the place where you were born, which is
Lisbon.
Lisbon. And your parents, tell me a little bit about your parents. I remember from one time we sat and spoke together that your father was in the army, if I'm
Yes,
not
so
mistaken.
yes, as you know, Portugal, or probably many people don't know, but Portugal was in many years before was a colonizing country, and it has many roots in Africa and Brazil and Asia. So Mozambique being one of those countries, there was a period before I was born when Portugal was having Mozambique as a colony, and then there was a fight amongst the colonies and the colonizers, let's say. And my father went with the army to Mozambique. So there he met my mother, who is originally from Mozambique. So fortunately, they fell in love, and I'm here. So my mom came with my dad to Portugal back, and I was born in Portugal. So my mom is also from a mixed family because her mother, my grandmother, was Indian originally. So amongst Indians and Africans and Portuguese, there is me and there is my brother, and now there is my daughter and everything else.
Your brother is older than you or younger?
My brother is younger, sorry, 9 years younger than me, and is currently living in Lisbon and working in Lisbon.
So as a child in Lisbon, tell me a little bit about your childhood. How did you get to soccer? I guess that kids, uh, like all over the world, playing outside, football, soccer. But how was your start in the soccer field?
So my father was a football player, and he stopped his career by going to the army. So he was, for a short period of time, a professional football player, originally in the city where I live now and where I've played as an adult, which is Aveiro City. It has a very historical club called Beira-Mar. My father was already here. And then
Mhm.
when he came back to Portugal, he had to work, and he had a career in the army. He is recently retired as a colonel of the army, so he did a very nice and very beautiful career. And obviously, as a child, my favorite toy was the ball and the football. I was fortunate enough, as most of our generation, that we were lucky to play safely outdoors for a lot of hours during every day, without cell phones, without being afraid. And so this was the childhood of many of Portuguese people. And so me, as most of those who have grown in the same places as me, we had our favorite toy and our only toy, which was the ball. So I developed this passion for the game, and I was brave enough, or I was fortunate enough to pursue it until I really get it to as a profession and as a job. So I was very lucky to say that I could work in my passion, and I still have this work. So my childhood
Uh,
was nice. Lisbon,
yes.
it has a good climate. It was I was lucky. My parents were great, and they are great. So they protected me, and they gave me the right motivations to be a nice person and to.
But how was it to grow up with the father that was a colonel in the army? I mean, did you have like strict? Did you
No,
have to go? Yes, sir. You know.
no, no. I mean, you know, because you're a dad, and I've seen you with your family, that you don't need to scream to impose yourself. If you give the right education, your kids will know what's right, what's wrong. When you are sometimes just by doing those, you know that they are not
Yeah.
happy. And
Mhm.
so I had a very beautiful childhood, and my parents were very nice with me from since I remember. They never had to fight with me. I was a troubled child. I was you know me. I'm a joker and I'm a nasty guy. So I'm always trying to find an angle to do everything. So I was a troublemaker, but I had a nice childhood, and my father was not at all a person who would impose himself.
So when was the first time as a child that you started playing soccer in a club, in a team? Okay, you did it as a child outside in the street with the ball, but where did you start and what age was it?
I think I started when I was 5. My first memory is that my friends, we were playing on the streets, and the father of one of my friends said, if you lose so many, he just grabbed a group of 7 or 8 kids amongst his son. And he said, I'm sick and tired of seeing you playing every day on the street. So from now on, you're going to lose the same time, but you're going to play in our club. So it was our village club, and from that day, we started to play all together. And I pursued this thing in a small club in a sand pitch from the age of 5 until I was 16. And I played in the very lower leagues, but always passionate, counting the hours to go to the next training session. And
In what position? In what position as a player?
uh, I was I was a striker. I was a strong guy, and I was always being successful by scoring goals. At young age, I was a big guy, so I was a striker. I always wanted to be the guy who makes the decisions, and this was the position where I could make a difference. So I was a striker. Yeah.
And when you got to the age of 16, let's say more or less, it's the age of high school. How did you manage between school and being a player that wants to be a professional player?
Actually, it's a very. I think I've told you this story, but I don't know. Maybe I shared it with you, but there was a wake up call from my father. My father, as I say, he's my number one example. He's my hero, and in small details, he always made a difference. And there was a day when, in the summer holidays, um, my friends and everybody was going to the beach, and I was looking forward for that day. And then the day before, you have to remember that we are talking about like 35 years ago. Going 10 kilometers or 15 kilometers away would be hours because you have to wait for the bus, uh, go walk a lot to go anywhere, stay the whole day without giving notice to your parents. So it was a big thing for us, you know,
Yeah.
and it was a big decision for the parents to let you go for the whole day. So and then one day before, somebody calls my house and say, listen, there is this professional club. The name is Estoril Praia. It's a club in Lisbon, which was already a very high level club, with the adult team being professional and the under 18s being semi pros or aspiring to be pros. So it was the Premier League of football, and I was playing Division 5 maybe. And this club says, listen, they are trying to scout a striker. They heard about you because they have a good scoring sheet and a scoring record. So they would like to see you. Are you up to this challenge? Do you think you are good enough to go there and show? And then I said, for there is the possibility that I can fail. I'm going to lose this day in the beach. I'm going to be embarrassed. These guys are too good for me. Maybe it's not going to work. Maybe I shouldn't take the risk. And then I commented it with my father. And my father was always the guy who was telling me year after year, you can play, but you have to succeed in school. And I wanted to miss this. I didn't want to study because I wanted to go training. I even on the tests, on the exams, I didn't want to miss the training sessions. And it was a big fight with my parents to say, I can do it, I can succeed in school, and I don't need to miss the training sessions. So we were always fighting, let's say, and my parents were always saying, okay, education is number one. And so I commented with my father, listen, there is this chance, but I'm probably going to miss it. I'm going to fail it. So, and I'm going to lose the day on the beach. I don't know when we're going to do this again. So, I think I'm going to pass it. And I wanted my parents' approval to pass it, you know. And my father just said to me very, very simply, he just said, very relaxed, yeah, no problem. I mean, it's a fact that from this day on, you will never miss, never miss studying because of practice, because you don't take football as serious, as you said. So if football is not a compromise for you, you don't have to go for this trial. But this means that your 100% compromise is going to be school. So probably not going to play football next year. And I said, oh shit, now I'm in this position where I cannot get away from this challenge, you know. And he said that, and he just left because he knew that when he leaves this challenge to me, I would.
Yeah, he left you to think by yourself.
Yes, and then I said, okay. I was very proud, and I said to my father, okay, I'm going to take the challenge. I'm going to the trial, and then let's see what happens. But I will not let you down. I'm going to the trial. I'm a man. I'm going to face this challenge. I'm not going to.
You're not going to miss it. Not going to try or anything like that.
Yeah. So I in that time, I'm talking about a distance of 40 kilometers, maybe 35 kilometers. Again, 35 years ago, this would mean 2 hours travel, going with the bus.
But tell this to the kids today. You know, I was just talking to
they don't believe
some of my gymnasts at the gym, which is 5-10 minutes from their houses, and I was telling them that I used to take 3 buses. 3 buses. Yes. Sometimes I fell asleep. I woke up. I'm in a different city. I mean, okay.
Yes.
Go on.
Exactly. Go on. Been there, done that. So what I said, so the session was going to start, I think, at 4 o'clock in the summer. I had to leave house maybe at 12. I almost didn't eat because you don't want to miss the schedule. If you lose the train, you're going to have the next train in 45 minutes. So this means you're going to lose the bus. This means that you're going to lose 2 hours or 1 hour. So it was like this. So, and I had to take the bus, I had to take the train, then I had to walk for 40 minutes to arrive to the training place. And I was there, I introduced myself. It was very awkward because you are uncomfortable. You're going to a new club. Nobody knows you. Don't speak with you. I went to the challenge. And the funny thing is that it was a one-time trial. I went there and immediately it's like all of a sudden you find what you want. It's a challenge. This is where I belong. And so the minute I was there, I was feeling like, oh shit, I've been doing the whole the thing I was doing before is not worth it anymore. This is what I want. This is the challenge. This is the people who are better than me. This is what I want to do. And so something lightened inside of me. And I did very well in the trial. The coach invited me to play a match 2 days after. I said, yes, I'm in, I'm going for it. I wanted to sleep there immediately. I said, okay, I'm staying. I don't want to eat. I want to play. Let's do it. I went to my parents. I said, I succeed. They want to see me more. So I have the next trial the day after tomorrow. My father said, okay, fair enough, go. He never he never went there to see me. You know, it's a funny thing. Now we see the kids, the parents go with them everywhere. My father said, okay, you go. I don't want to see. I don't care. You do do your thing. Tell me, I'm behind you. Either you do it or not. Just do your best. I went to the match. I did well. And immediately they wanted to sign me. I decided to move. This made a big difference on my lifestyle because, as I say, I was 2.5 hours away from home every day. This means I would go for training maybe at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I would arrive there between 4 and 5. I would finish my session maybe at 8, 9 o'clock, and I would arrive every day at home at midnight. Or if I would lose the train, or if it happened a lot, you fell asleep and you missed the train station where you want to go down, then you have to go back again. So I would arrive home
So
maybe.
this is why I was asking about school. How did you
Yes.
manage to
I
go to
struggled.
school at that time?
I struggled. I mean, always with this motivation. If you fail school, I don't let you play football. This is the best motivation you can give to somebody. So I made it. I didn't miss a year, and I made it. I did reasonably well. Let's say.
This is actually the point of a change to put you in a position from just a hobby, just a young guy who's playing football to
Yes.
towards a professional career. But I would love, André, if you can talk a little bit about the meaning of football, of soccer in Portugal, because we have some spectators, some followers from Israel and from other places around the world that maybe, all over the world, soccer is the most popular sport, but in Portugal, it's like a religion.
Yes. So obviously, being a teenager, 16-year-old, you want to impose yourself in school. You want to impose yourself in your micro society, and 16-year-old, once you make to this level of football players, means you have new girlfriends, a different level, girlfriends, friends, everything. So it's your status, it's your happiness, and then for me it was very nice because I signed in this club. I make my debut after 1 week against Benfica, which is the #1 club of Portugal. I made my debut on a full stadium because we played.
How many people? How many people?
I don't know, maybe 55,000. Because we played
Wow, my
before.
God.
We played before an official match of the Premier Team. So it was.
But this is. I mean, I'm just thinking about the energy that you get as a player when you come to the stadium
Yeah,
and you
but
have
let me share with you.
this amount of a crowd of people, 50,000 people. I mean, just from that, you want to run and and play and
My previous experience was playing with 50 people on the stadium on a sand
okay.
pitch. So I didn't even listen. I was on the bench, and the coach calls me and says, "You're going." There were national team players under 17 and 18. So he puts me and he says, "You're going to come and you're going to play as a striker. Player B is going to play in that position. The other guy is going to change." And I didn't until now I don't remember nothing that he said, because I was just looking to the stadium and I was saying, "Oh shit, this is going to happen." I'm so afraid.
Wow.
So I went into the pitch. Actually, it was my debut. I didn't say nothing to my teammates. For 5 minutes, they were lost because they didn't know who's going to change position, because I didn't have anything in my mind. I was totally frozen and scared. But then at the same time, as I say, you have the fire inside of you. It's so much fun. You don't want to get out of there anymore. And
Yeah.
so I had my debut against Benfica. The next week, the coach was very upset with me because I totally screwed everything by not giving instructions. On the same hand, I did well in the small time I played. And on my second match, I played against Sporting of Lisbon, which is the second biggest team in Lisbon. And I did very well. So after 3 weeks, I was called to the national team of under 17. So coming from a fifth division and going all of a sudden to a concentration as a child who in a country where football is the #1 passion, it was such an amazing feeling that I said, okay, I never want to, this is my dream, this is what I'm going to do, and this is what I want to do. And I'm going to die trying to do it. It was, from that moment on, school was #2. But, school was #2, but it was at the same time #1 because my parents never let me take it out of my mind. It was always plan B, plan A, whatever, until I have the chance to
Yeah.
decide whether I could be professional or not.
Andre, when you get to such a position that you play in a Premier League with all what you are describing from around you, you become addicted to that.
Exactly. It's you have different kinds of addiction, to be honest with you. Often
Mm-hmm.
we see that people want to do something because of the wrong motivation. You can become addicted to being an attraction for people, but what, for example, I know you. What motivates you is that you love gymnastics. You love it. I see your smile when you see somebody doing well the exercises. You love the thing.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
my motivation was never being famous. My motivation was never making money more or less, or having the cars or having the clothes. My biggest motivation was I want to play every day in this stadium. I want to go and see more. I want to go and play against the best guys. See if I can be better than
Yeah.
them. If I cannot, next time I will try to be even better. I mean, every day you wake up and you want to be better. This is the most amazing challenge because you love the game. You really love the game.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I'm sorry, but sometimes when I speak with young people, you and me, we work with teenagers, we work with young people, or even kids. And I asked someone, what do you want to be when you'll be older? And then he tells me, I want to be famous. So, because today's culture, I think in the Western world, people want to make it fast, quickly, jump to being a celebrity, reality shows. But I remember we are more or less same age. This was different. I didn't do gymnastics for money, like you said about soccer, about football. I really can understand and relate to the things you are talking about soccer, about football, the love of the game, the passion of the game, the passion of sport.
sometimes I want to share with you something which I'm sure that you live this way as well. Sometimes I listen to myself and I think it's my dad speaking, because when I was young, they used to say back in my days it was different, and I don't want to
Yeah,
be that guy who says back in my days it was different,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's the same old talk. The only thing is that in every generation there are people doing things by the wrong motivation or people doing things with the right motivation. I still find
Hmm.
a lot of boys in my academy who just love the game. They want to play. They want to have fun. They love the game. They don't know how to fulfill this passion, but they love it. And then you also have people who just want to look alike or to look nice instead of being nice, to play well instead of looking you play well. So our job as coaches and is to share experiences of what we have done, and we have made many mistakes. I'm saying this, it's a balance of everything what I have done. And many times it was my father or my friends or somebody better than me who said me, don't go this way. You are doing it by the wrong motivation. And the best motivation is this one. Because
Or your coach
yes,
who gave you
yes,
some,
because
yeah,
when things are tough, you want to give up. When things don't look
yeah,
good, you want to look good. You don't want to look bad.
yeah,
So it's easy to
yeah.
say that it's easier to follow the easy way. But in the moment, I was just, and I want to share this again with you. I was just discussing a few days ago something with my daughter, because Maria, she's going to university, as you know. And basically, my opinion about what she has to do is exactly the same as I did with myself. It's not important
Hmm.
what people think about you. It's what you want to
Hmm.
do. And no matter what you do, if you love it, you're going to be very good, because she's amazing. She's smart. If she finds the right thing that she wants to do, she will be amazing. And it's not important what people think about it. So I mean, how many people are so lucky as me and you who wake up every morning and they can work in something they love?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I agree, totally agree. But when you are as a coach, and we will speak about your academy, can you catch immediately when you see a group of boys coming for your academy, who is serious, who is not serious,
no,
who wants to be, who is coming because of passion, who is coming because of the pressure of his parents, or you know?
I mean, we are always growing up. We are always getting better. I'm a better person than I was 20 years before. I was being a football player. Obviously, I was full of shit. I was passionate, but I was making many mistakes. I was not perfect. Okay, so
Yeah,
uh, we are as coaches, we can guide them and help them to see the difference. I mean, people are not always right. People are not always wrong. I mean, if you have the choice of going right or going left, if you tell them which is the best way in your opinion, maybe you can help them. Uh,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
so as I say, it has to do with who guides you, who tells you what to do, what is the passion, what is the motivation, what is, you know, and any job, people smile when they do it or not, because they are well with their lives, and this is what we have
Yeah,
to do. Because I was very lucky, but I struggled and I fought a lot with myself, with my choices, with the advices I got from different people. And thank God I could manage to fulfill this dream. But at a
yeah,
certain stage, I realized that I overcome many difficulties and many lacks of quality because I was not amazing. I was a hardworking guy as a football player. So you overcome so many challenges because you really love it. Because if you don't love it, you give up.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
being a high level athlete like you were, how many times did you go training with pain? How many times did you go training with injuries?
Almost every day.
Yes. And even now, you wake up in the morning and you remember all the injuries because they all hurt at
Yeah,
the same time.
yeah, yeah.
Still,
But you
you
always,
exercise.
you, and still I exercise, and still I miss those days, and I remember them like the best period of, at that time. I mean, I'm happy in every position of my life, but when I look back at my career as an athlete, and I'm sure you are the same, with all the pain, it's worth it.
Yes, I would do it again, again and
Yeah.
again and again and again. I mean, no regrets.
Tell me about the next stage, the next step that you have done after being a player in the Premier League in Portugal. Maybe a little bit about the Bundesliga, or was there something before?
Yeah. So during the career, you have a career, you have ups and downs during the season,
Hmm.
during the different seasons. You change clubs. You do it by the motivation of making more money, or with the motivation of having more sports success, or playing with better teams. Of course, then you have to deal with coaches, with managers, with money. It's a mix of so many things. It's a
Hmm.
team sport, so you don't depend just on yourself. You depend on the quality of your teammates. You are so good as
Hmm.
they are, and this is
Yeah,
a very important thing. You don't do nothing
yeah,
alone, and this is something that I have learned. And sports can give you a lot of help to learn as to be a citizen, and to be a person in a family, and to be a person
and how
in a
to
society.
work together with the crew.
Yes, you are so good as the people who work with you. Being a company
Exactly.
manager, being a coach, you are only good if the people who are with you make you even better. You have to
Yeah.
choose well. And so in sports is so much like this, and in football was like this. At a certain stage, I was very ambitious. I wanted to do more in my country. Again, we are talking 28, 30 years ago. No internet. You live about you think about the newspapers. They make you a star, or they make you a,
Yeah.
a bad looking guy from one day to the other. And you all of a sudden you are inside.
Especially in soccer, especially in
Yeah.
football.
So
It's
all of a sudden,
and in Portugal.
all of a sudden you are imprisoned in this environment, and you're like a horse. You just look like this. You are
Yeah.
you are like how you say this in English, hypnotized,
Yeah.
hypnotized by this situation. You don't go out of your box, because it's a big box, but it's a small box. Football, being a star. succeed, not succeed. And I found myself at the age of 28, 29, and I was already, I speak different languages, and I was speaking already many languages.
Wait. I wrote to myself how many languages you speak. You speak fluently German, Deutsch, Spanish, French, English, Italian, and of course Portuguese, who is
Yes,
your
yes,
mother tongue language.
yes.
So this is amazing. So, but did you speak German before you went
No,
to the
no, no.
Bundesliga?
I was speaking fluently already English, French, Italian, and Spanish, and Portuguese. And I was very curious about what surrounds me. My father, being a military, he was a NATO official.
Mm-hmm.
So when
Mm-hmm.
he was going to work, I was in an environment of international people, and I was always very, very happy with meeting people, wondering about life elsewhere. At a certain stage, okay, I couldn't reach the big teams, FC Porto, Benfica, Sporting, which make you a god in our country. So I said, okay,
Yeah.
it's from one Premier League club to the next Premier League club. Boring, been there, done that. So let's try something else. And I went to England, and it was a mix of wonderful and terrible experience. My wife at the moment was pregnant. Maria was born in
Yeah.
England, as you know. And
Oh, so she's a British citizen.
no, she's a British born, but she's a Portuguese
Okay.
citizen. so, uh, so it was a bittersweet experience. English football 30 years ago was very hard,
Yeah.
very fighting game. I was not that type of player, so I was
How
not
did how
very
did you manage? How did you manage with the weather? I hate the weather there.
terrible. The food
Yeah.
and the weather was very difficult for me because we Israelis or Portuguese, we love the sun, we love the
Yeah.
ocean, and I was in Birmingham, which is the West Midlands. It's inside England, a very industrial city. I
I
stayed
know.
6 months,
I've
and I
been there.
saw the sunlight one day. So I
Oh
cannot.
my God.
So it was depressive. You feel wet. You
Wait,
go
wait,
to.
wait, wait. 1 second. I have to stop you for a second because our brother, mon frère Lucas Gonzalez. Bonsoir. Good evening. We have to give to the respect to the friend who made this possible, this friendship possible. So, Lucas,
Hi,
I'm
Lucas.
very happy that you are with us.
We
So
just
tell him
spoke.
something in Portuguese. I want to hear.
Olá, Lucas, tudo bem? Nós já falámos há 2 horas atrás. Esta conversa com o Ilan está a ser muito agradável.
Ah,
E
ay, 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 ay. I love this language. I have to come back there.
we miss you. You have, or me and Lucas go to you. This is also something. I want to see the river. The river. I love the river. Okay.
Okay.
So where were we?
So Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Bundesliga. Yeah. No. Birmingham.
England. Yeah. So it was my first experience, and it's very funny. I don't want to talk too much about subjects. So if you say it's time to change, we change. But I want to continue talking.
Wait, let me look at the. Oh, we have about 20 more minutes. So
Okay, so I'm gonna speak very fast. So this way, it's gonna be very fast and easy to understand everything what I'm gonna say.
No.
Okay, my first experience abroad is the one. Sorry, you go abroad and you take everything from your house. You take the pillows, you take the mattresses, you take everything. So because it's your first experience. So I moved with everything I was going to stay for 6 months, maybe more, but I moved with a lot of bags, with about a lot of luggage. I was always very stressful. I was in England with a different way of life, and I wanted to eat Portuguese food every day. I wanted to have breakfast as in Portugal. So it was a mix of experiences who were a nightmare, but very funny. All of a sudden you realize in England, be English, in Germany, be German, in Israel, be Israeli, because this is the only way you can adapt to a country. So it was a fantastic experience. It was the happiest day of my life was when my daughter was born, and it was there. So people are so passionate about the game that my wife was in labor for 23 and a half hours. And during these 23 and a half hours, maybe I was holding my wife's hand for 20. And every 20 minutes, people would come into the room, although my wife was struggling and screaming, and they would say, "Oh, Carlos, can you please sign my shirt?" And I was saying, "These people are crazy." I mean, my wife is with her legs almost open, and they are still knocking on the door and asking me for to sign. I mean, this is
Oh my
insane.
God.
So
Oh my
this is how
God.
much people love the game. And it was funny. And then I came to Portugal, and I said, when I came back to Portugal, because of contract motivations, I had a contract with the Portuguese club. The moment I arrived to Portugal, I said, I don't want to be here anymore. I want to go and continue the next series of my career elsewhere. And I was in Germany, and in Germany I was so happy. I loved the culture. I was afraid because you always feel, at that time you think, okay, I'm going to Germany, maybe they are racists. There is the Nazi thing I heard about. Well, I have to say, I was so happy there. People are so friendly.
The, I
The
know. I
country
had
is
the
so
same experience.
organized.
I had the same experience. You have to understand, André, that when I first came to Germany, I was still a teenager as a gymnast in the team. And for me, as a Jewish boy from Israel, coming for the first time to Germany, I was very nervous.
Yes.
But on the contrary, I felt so good there, so safe. They treat us so nice, really. So
Yeah.
I really relate to your feelings.
So some of my best friends, lifetime friends, I met in Germany, and from day one, I felt so happy. I knew this was the right decision, and day after day, I was feeling better. And I can tell you that I only came back to Portugal finally because my family was in Portugal, because I didn't want to come back. I love the country. I still love it. I go there often, as you know.
How many years you spent there as a player?
I spent 3 years, but I go there 5 times a year if I can. I will go even more times. I love the country. I was in Dortmund, close to Dortmund, living. The city is fantastic. My friends, and people make the places.
Of course.
So I know you come here, you like the country, but I know that you like to be with us. Otherwise, you would not come so often. And
I would love to be with you guys everywhere around the world.
yes,
So
exactly.
that this is it. Friends makes the difference. But if you can compare between the style, the football style in Portugal compared to Bundesliga, it's different.
It's different, but it's much more easier for us to develop and play in Germany than in England. We can feel more part of the culture, the food, the lifestyle, and the way they play. It's more similar to us. Although it's very physical, I'm a physical guy. I was not afraid of that, and so I was very comfortable there. And in the very end, to be very honest with you, it's not about the country you play. Either your soul is happy or your soul is not happy. In gymnastics, it's the same thing. I'm sure it's all sports. If you feel well, you will perform. If you're happy, you
Exactly.
will perform. And so for me, this was the big
Absolutely.
difference between everything what I have done. And this is how you wake up in the morning. As I said before, the passion. If you have the sparkle, and if you feel happy, you are invincible. So it was this the feeling.
But one thing that I would love to mention is about Germany, because like you, I've traveled the world and I can tell the difference between each place to another. They are very professional in Deutschland, in Germany. I mean, the cover of the whole thing, the therapist, the management, this is, I couldn't find any other place like in Germany.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Again, if you love it, you want to be as good as you can be. And
Yeah,
obviously, if you love it, you want to be with people who love it as well, who are the best at, or they at least they don't have to be the best. They have to wake up every day and do their best. So
yeah,
if you're surrounded
yeah.
with people who do that, you will be better. So this is how I was feeling every day, and it's a challenge, because if you really want to improve, you want people to challenge you to be better. If you wake up every morning and you feel the pressure that you have to take it serious, otherwise you're dead, you will not stop being 100% committed, 100% inside the thing, right? So it's what drives you. It's what pushes you to be better. Who makes the difference? What makes the difference? If you have a very good athlete, I bet you're gonna be the best coach, because you're gonna look and go back to everything what you know.
It's a circle. It's a circle.
Yes. So the more they
sure.
push you, the better you want to be. If you love it, this is what I believe in.
If you could go back to in time for the time you have been a player, as a teenager, or the beginning of your career, and this is a message that I want you to tell to all people who are watching us, who has kids, who has people who are playing football around them. What message would you tell to these young people about the future? Now, with all the knowledge that you have, with all the experience.
Don't worry about what people think about you. Just do more, do better. Do more, do better. Work more, work harder. Work more, work harder. And feel happy about it.
This is one of the most important things, is to feel happy, because when you are happy, then you are capable of doing anything.
Yes. And if you don't do it, if you don't manage to do it, at least you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror and just say, "I'm proud of what I've done.
I tried my best.
I did my best." Yes, no regrets.
I would like you to talk a little bit now about ProDirect, your academy.
Maria is on Instagram. Can you see her?
Wait. Maria, how are you? Tell me a few things about Maria before we're talking about ProDirect.
What can I say? Maria is
first I saw her. She's beautiful. She's the love of your life. She's your soul. She's your heart. Now she's going to be She's going to university.
Yes, she's going to the university, and she's fantastic. What can I say? You see the sparkle in my eyes. So I mean, she's everything. She's amazing. She's my best friend, and she's happy, and she brings happiness to everything what I do and I see.
And this is a good occasion for me to tell Maria that she's welcome to Israel whenever she wants. If your dad is free after this COVID-19 coronavirus, and you can come to Israel to visit us again, I will be more than happy to join you and show you around. Ask your dad, he will tell you.
You will not believe, let me just stop you.
Okay.
You will not believe, but 3 days ago, we were having dinner with my cousins, and I was saying to everybody that I love you and I love Israel, and that Israeli are such wonderful people and so happy people. And I was really sharing my experiences with when I was there with you, the 2 times. And I was telling to all our family that you guys are special, and I love so much to be with you and your family. So, and
we are waiting for you again. You have to bring Maria. You have to bring her, Maria. Someone is writing. It's true. I was there.
It's my cousin, Sophia.
Hey, Sophia. Hey. So, Andre, let's talk a little bit about ProDirect.
Yes. Shall I talk?
With the connection of Sun Life Group.
Because, yes. So as Lucas, as my partner, we know each other for more than maybe 25 years. We have common friends, and we've met. And then life brought us together for several different moments in our lives. As Lucas was going with Sun Life Group and with João, with the big challenge of developing the company. We have worked together several times, but always in different pathways, sharing interests and trying to understand how could we make business together, but never on a definitive position. And then at a certain stage, a few years ago, we said, okay, now it's time that we join forces. I trust you, you trust me, so let's go. we can help each other because we have the international connections, we have the international contacts with everybody, and we have the competence, and we have many things in common because we are insane workers. And we are good in relationships, and so people trust us, and we trust people like you. And so we decided to develop the project of ProDirect, amongst other projects, which has been a growing a project in a way, because we started by having the football academy, focusing on football, but then we try to find what are the things we can give to a teenager who comes to us, not only teaching him how to understand the game and maybe find professional pathways as a professional football player or a coach or whatever involved in football, trying to explain to people that being a professional football player doesn't mean that everybody has to be like Cristiano Ronaldo, because you can be a humbled, very good professional and have a lifestyle that you can make money for many, many years. So but
let me stop you for a second. I would like the people that listen to us and watching us to understand your academy is actually accepting people, taking people from around the world, young players that comes and goes to school over there, and they stay, they sleep there. You have your house, you have all these facilities.
So we have it's a how you say this in English? It's a
dorms?
No, it's a boarding school. It's a boarding school. It was beginning just by developing football skills and trying to help people, as you do as a coach. The career of an athlete is not like it's not like a sprint of 30 meters or 100 meters. It's like a marathon. How can you manage your body? How can you manage your ups and downs and never be so low that you are in really a down place, or not that you find yourself that you are so high that you forget that there is a whole life to live. So teaching people how to deal with this and how to manage a career and a lifestyle. And then we find out that, like me, I was fortunate enough to have parents who persuaded me to go to university. And this is the reason why I have the business now, because I have other skills, intellectual skills, relationship skills. So we have people from different 15 countries at this stage. We have had more. This pandemic was a very difficult challenge for everybody, but still we kept our 28 players for 4 months in isolation, very happy, training every day. So
give me an example of which countries are coming to stay at your academy.
At this stage, we have players from athletes, students from Indonesia, from China, from India, from Cambodia, from Saudi Arabia, from Cameroon, from Russia, from Ukraine, from America, United States of America, from England. Let me see if I'm forgetting somebody. From Turkey, from Portugal.
André, actually, when these players are coming to you, not only that you give them the skills and you train with them, you are also trying to find some clubs for them to play in the third, fourth leagues, like this. So they are not sitting on the bench.
No.
Also from Brazil you have.
Yes, we have from Brazil. We have, as I say, Portuguese descendants whose parents are immigrants working outside of the country, and the parents want to come to our country just to learn football with us. And what we realize is that we need to give them skills, life skills. So I always give my example. I'm black, so what? Who cares?
I didn't notice.
Because of my teeth. My teeth.
You know, because you and me, we're not thinking about these things. We don't see the world like this. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So I always give this example to my students and to our athletes. I mean, we are good or bad. We are not what we are because of the money we have. We are not good because of the religion. We are not good because of the color of our skin. We are good because either we are good or we choose to find our pathway to be good. And so
absolutely.
We want to give them these skills and this confidence, and we want them to study, because nowadays, if you come to Portugal and you don't learn Portuguese, it's your fault. So we have to give you this opportunity, and we communicate in English, we communicate in German, we communicate in Portuguese, and they study because they can do sports management, they can do marketing in the international relationships with us, they can complete high school, and we have 8 students in high school, we have 9 students in the university. So we have people who are just pursuing football, we have people who want to do coaching licenses, and we do it all with our company, trying to give our athletes different skills and different possibilities to have a life. Again, with the starting point of our conversation.
And this is all happening in Aveiro,
yes.
in such a nice city, really next to the beach.
City in
beautiful
the
city.
So number 1 city is Aveiro. The second city is Tel Aviv. Olon, maybe Olon. Tel Aviv. Okay.
Andre, we have about 2-3 minutes. So I would like
to tell you I love you. I love your family.
Wait with your love. Wait a second. I would like to add few more things because it's important for me, because other people will see this on YouTube and on Instagram and you know, I'm aiming something. So you have this Pro Direct Academy that you explained to us now,
yes.
With the connection of Lucas Gonzalez with the Sunlight Group, with all the facilities that you have over there, with the hotel. I mean, you guys, you and Lucas, you supply everything to people who wants to come to Portugal and have sport, education, vacation, sport vacation. This is something that I found out as the most incredible, amazing thing in the world.
So let me try to do the best advertisement I can say. If you want to do sports, we have it, and we are very good at it. If you love football, come to us. We are very good in what we do. If you want to feel welcome, come to us, because we are the most welcoming people you can find. If you are afraid of being not appreciated because of your religion, of your color, or whatever, it will not happen.
There are no such thing in Portugal. There are no such thing in Portugal.
We have the best facilities. We have the best people. We have almost the best food. Israeli food is also very good.
What do you mean? I mean, when I come to Lucas, I'm coming back home with 3-4 kilos more just because of the best food.
Yes, but we always have to count with your wife's cake. I mean, it's a special cake. So,
she's listening to us, and next time you get this apple cake. My friend, my brother, we have few more seconds, and it's gonna stop. Wait, we have really few more seconds, so I would love to tell you, first of all, to thank you. First of all, to thank you so much for all the knowledge and the experience that you shared with us. It's really something unique. Second is that you are one of my best friends. You're like my brother, you and Lucas and all our friends in Portugal. You're more than welcome to come to Tel Aviv. I will never forget the time we spent together in Jerusalem. This was really something with a lot of soul, a lot of heart. So, a lot of love and joy. Please, a big hug to Maria and to all my friends in Portugal, in Aveiro, and we will speak to each other soon.
So from my side and from Lucas' side, I want to say we miss you. We miss your family. We miss everything what concerns to our experiences. I'm absolutely sure that we will meet again in Israel and in Portugal. And it was such a big pleasure. I didn't even notice. It was 10 minutes, our conversation, right? So it was so fast.
yeah, really. So again, I thank you very much. Obrigado.
Shalom, my friend.
Shalom. Thank you so much. And I'll talk to you soon.
Ciao. Beautiful kisses to your family. Ciao.
Bye.
Bye, ciao.